What's up, guys? I've got my top 5 baits for 2015 out here. These have just landed the most fish for me and the biggest fish for me this year. We've got some old classics in here along with a few new faces. So let's count it down here. My number 5 bait this year, the Ned Rig. The Finesse TRD. This is Copper Truce. That's my favorite color. That's what's worked best for me in my waters. This is a new one, or new to the mainstream, I guess. I guess some guys have been using these things for years. Little small half worm type of deal. It goes with the Finesse Shrooms jig head. It's a very definitely a finesse technique. It'll put a lot of fish in the boat. It's a great numbers bait. Occasionally some big ones will bite it too. Just a great little bait. I've got a video on that that's pretty good. You can check out if you want to see it in action. But the Ned Rig is my number 5. It's a great technique. Number 4, this is an old classic for me. This is the Spro Little John MD. This is half-ounce crankbait, flat-sided, $10. This is chrome olive, probably my favorite color. It's got a little wear on there. You can see it's been getting some use. Fire Tiger works well too. Spro just makes a great crankbait. Quality hooks, Gamakatsu hooks. They just flat out work. They don't break the bank. Just great lures. This one was probably my number 1 bait last year, and it's continued to work well this year. Just a phenomenal lure. That's my number 4. Number 3, we've got the Duo Realis Popper 64. This has just been the popper for me. I love topwater poppers. This one, the hooks are just a little bit bigger than like a Megabass Pop X or maybe comparative size lure. So it helps a little bit when a big one bites it. This color here, Prism Smelt. Great little lure. Ghost Minnow worked well. These run about $13, just premium quality. Very well designed. They'll pop and you can even walk them a little bit. Hooks are very sharp. Great little popper. Put a lot of fish in the boat for me this year. Moving up, we've got something everybody's probably seen before, the Senko. You know, everybody gets hyped up about new lures coming out every year, and you know that's good and everything, but you can't leave out the Senko. This is just a bait that everyone uses. They, might be the most popular plastic worm, or might be the most popular lure just in general for bass fishing. Green pumpkin, it's a common color, but it just flat out works. I usually throw green pumpkin majority of the time. That is a go-to color for me. It's the 5-inch Senko. And you guys know the deal with the pricing on that. They're a little bit more than your average plastic worm, about $7 or so for a bag, but they're just a great bait. It's a great stick bait. You can wacky rig it, Texas rig it, weightless. I typically throw mine on a Texas rig with just a real light weight. That's my preferred way, but just a great all-around bass lure, or plastic bait. Just something that every bass fisherman should have in their tackle box. The Senko is just an old standby. And my number 1, it's a little bit of a new face, the Spro Rock Crawler 55. It's another Spro crankbait. You already mentioned I'm a big fan of Spro. Love the Gamakatsu hooks on there. It's great colors, great action. They work. Mike McClellan designed this bait. This is Spring Crawl. This is my favorite color. Got a red crawl up here as well. These things are very similar to a wigglewort. It's kind of Spro's version of a wigglewort. It's got that nice wide action. These will dive down to about 12 feet, but sometimes they work well just grinding in shallower depths. You know, I've fished this thing in 4 feet of water before and just let this thing just grind and just bounce off of stuff, and it just generates some just really aggressive strikes. And one thing this year, I don't know what it is about this bait, but I've landed a lot of my big bass on this thing. My big bass of the year so far is a 6.5 pounder I landed on this thing, and my other big ones, I've got a 5 pounder that hit this, and then I've got some 4s and some 3s. Just they don't like this thing swimming around. They will come up and just nail it. It's just something about the action of it. It's aggressive, and when you are cranking it shallow, it has almost a hunting action. I know a lot of people talk about the old Wiggleworths doing that, but Spro's done a really good job. This thing, when you're driving it shallow, it really will kick off to one side or the other, and it's just a great all-around lure. It's my #1 bait this year, and again, like the Little John, these things are $10. They're just phenomenal lures. You guys should definitely check this thing out if you're a crankbait fisherman, or even if you're not. Just grab the Rock Crawler 55 and give it a try. It's a great bait, and really all of these are great. If anyone's looking for some new stuff to try, I live in the southeast, and this is it for me this year. These 5 lures have delivered. So again, we've got the Ned Rig, the TRD, we've got the Spro Little John MD, the Duo Realis Popper 64, we've got the old trusty Cinco 5-inch green pumpkin, and then the Spro Rock Crawler, that spring crawl. That's doing work this year. So you guys check out these products, and have a great day.